when is the last time that you?
Here we go.
When is the last time you wanted something that you didn't believe you could have? And was that different?
Oh, you better. You, girl, when was the last time I wanted something, what?
That you didn't believe you could have?
Ooh. That's a question you either go light or you go
Nah, we going TKO. I mean, this ain't coming out to September.
When was the last time you wanted something you didn't believe you could have? And this might sound really romanticized and very like fairy tale-ish, but something I always wanted was like this whole idea of happily ever after.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
No, I don't think anything's wrong with it, but whether or not I believed it was attached to like, past experience, was attached to societal standards and what people show you is out there, but what's out there is really what you believe to be there. And so now I definitely believe I could have happily ever after. And it doesn't have to come with, people talk about struggle love, where you gotta go through all this hard shit for it to be amazing. I mean, and hard is whatever you make it to be. I get that. Yeah, that's my thing. Okay,
I like that. I want to comment on that happily ever after comment though, because when you said it might sound romanticized or fairy tale-ish. Is that what the word you said? No, I'm not. I'm just want to know if that was what you said.
Yeah, okay. It is.
And it was very interesting to me because when you said that, I was just thinking about happily ever after a few weeks ago, and I said it's very funny to me that people I say happily ever after for fairy tales, and I said I've never had a fairy tale that didn't have drama in it, so I don't understand the problem. Because I don't know a Disney movie that was purely bliss the whole time before Princess got her happily ever after. So when people discount that, I'm like, that's fairy tales are not fun. I don't know if y'all watched them or read them in real life. I'm just being honest. Like, we have made it seem like a fairy tale is perfect. But even if we go from a childish standpoint, Ariel lost her voice to go swim with to walk on some land she didn't know nothing about. And think about all the stuff that led up to that. Snow White is asleep in the woods. Like, are y'all paying attention to these stories, or y'all think it's fun to be kidnapped and stored in towers and then somebody come get you and that's like romantic or something?
What is all this? What is all this?
All this energy
happening.
It is all in me because that's what people make me feel like. But I was just saying, like when you said, I'm like, fairy tales are not perfect, so I don't think there's anything wrong with wanting a fairy tale or a happily ever after because that's the goal. That's what everybody wants. I don't care if they want to admit it. It don't have to be in love, but everybody wants the happily ever after. I don't know too many people that want to live life and get into the end and just be like, yeah, mess me up some more and make my life horrible. Like I want to live rough and struggle. So, but no, that's good. I'm glad that you believe you can have it now. So that means you will have it. Absolutely.
Absolutely. My whole apartment is smoked out from this goddamn sage and I don't like it. If the fire alarm go off, not the fire alarm. If the smoke alarm goes off, y'all, I apologize. They'll probably edit it out.
I hope you don't burn yourself up.
I open the door. It's like
no, that makes sense. I like your answer.
Okay, what you got?
For what? That question?
The same question. Last time you wanted something that you didn't believe you could have. I think that's how you phrased it.
I guess it'll be similar to yours, except it wasn't the happily ever after. I wanted a partner who would love me.
I like that distinction between could and would. Yes.
Who would love me who would love me or pour love into me the same way I pour love into other people. And I didn't believe I could have it because I never experienced it. Because it's not like a woe is me, but it's just like I'll just be pouring a little bit harder. You know what I'm saying? Than other people. So, and let me add in society. There was like, I don't know how many people have seen these quotes and stuff like that, man. We have had a lot of things planted in our mind that really have messed up our lives for real, just as a society. That whole thought that, like, I don't know if you've ever heard it as a woman, but I've heard it a lot, not necessarily from my family, but in the world, that you need to make sure that man love you more than you love him. So
oh my God,
that was always, so then that makes the belief even more. I'm not going to find somebody. And now you put me in a position where I need to go be with the person who loves me more than I love them. which from my viewpoint was, this is the person I must not want to be with. That's how I took it, because of how I do love. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you love me more, so you're searching for that. So that's just like, okay, I'm not going to find somebody that loves, because it's not supposed to be that way. Essentially, it's how society says it. Now, nah, I mean, I believe I can have it. And I think I just also have gotten older and realized with life and learning and growing up that I can absolutely have it. And I also need to be aware that I can have it, but it may not look like what I think it looks like. And I have to be open to what that looks like.
Yeah.
Right. Somebody can love you just as hard as you love them, and they show it differently. So you have to be aware of that and be able to communicate that and talk with that person and not be looking for you to show up in other people. So now I do believe I can have it. The question is, do I want it?
Correct.
That's a new question. But yeah, I do like that. And do you notice a difference in things that, like, that was one that you shifted your belief on, but do you notice a difference in things when you want them and believe you can have them versus wanting them and not believing you can have them? Do you notice a difference in how you navigate those spaces?
Absolutely. You know what? And I think, like, from a spiritual perspective, I think the universe always meets me wherever I'm at, good or bad. Right. So if it's something that I want and I believe it, then things just happen. I show up effortlessly. If it requires me to get up early in the morning because I'm an early bird person now, whatever. It's not
Your eye roll was so hard, but I know you was trying. You are an early person now, girl.
I know, like, it's not a problem. You know, I can get up without bicker, without fuss, find my little song to get ready in the morning, whatever. If it's something that I want, but I don't believe that I deserve it or that I'm worthy of it, there are so many obstacles that will either happen naturally or that I will create, like, subconsciously.
I love that. I will create, which means self-sabotaging. Write that down, people. Not you, I'm just saying.
I told you to do that just now. Why did you do that? Why did you pull that out? I was supposed to be able to finish my thought and you not do that. I wasn't even thinking about self-sabotage.
Everything I do is wrong.
Not everything.
Just not that. Everything. Most things. Because that's just what it made me think of when you said, you was like, things happen naturally or I create it. And I'm like, okay, self-sabotage. I get it. I do it too. So I get it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I was thinking of, like, you know, I would say a lighthearted example would be like, for my practice, I hate, hate is accurate. I really try not to use that word. Like, I hate doing documentation. I strongly despise writing notes. Okay. And I always keep a little post-it, like, on my screen. So I always remember what we talked about, but whether or not I document it right away, slim chance. Okay. Slim chance. Right. And I noticed the more my notes built up, the less phone calls and emails I got. So it was like, you're not doing A, B, and C that you need to be doing, that you should be doing. So we're not going to keep giving you more people because it looks like you can't handle or you can't maintain whatever this stuff here.
Right.
And I tell you, I cleared out my Post-it note list. When I finish sessions, I document right then and there. I have gained 7 clients in 2 weeks. And I was like, okay. Like, I see you. This came to me like in a dream. Like, oh, you're super busy. Your little Post-it note, like these just little visual things that I would see when I wake up that I remember. Like, I couldn't piece it together because I wouldn't remember the whole thing. But it would be certain parts. And I'd be like, what is going on? And then when I was adding people in, looking at how busy I'm about to be, and I ain't all that excited about it, but it's fine because this is what I asked for. And here we are. Yeah. And I don't even know, I'm sure I didn't attach that to worth or being deserving. I know I wanted it, but I wasn't meeting the want with the same energy I needed to be somebody that looked like or felt like they deserved to have this many people under them in a private setting.
Oh, that makes me want to ask another question now.
Go ahead. It's fine. We're already here.
The question is, and you listening to that example makes me say, well, in that case, listening to how it played out for you, which one has more weight? Like, if
Which
you believe but don't want it, will it still come, or is it more weight in the want and not? You know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
where is it weighted more heavily? You think?
I don't think the push behind the maybe, I don't know. I don't know if the push behind the want or the belief came from the dream, or having those little images that pop up after I wake up, like, oh yeah. Like I always, like when I go through my case, like I'm like, I have room for more people. Like I told you that, like I have room to
I know
see.
I've been waiting. We're not gonna talk about that today.
I'm just saying, I told you
I
that I
just
have
wanted the people to
room
know
to
that
accept
I be
more
dealing
clients.
with you all the time outside of here too. I just wanted the people to know it's the same. It's the same.
Oh my God.
It's
I'm
the same.
I'm just saying, I have room for more people, but I was blocking that room. Stop it. I was blocking that room by not doing what I was supposed to do. So I don't know if when I finally decided to clear stuff out, I then created room for the things that I wanted. Maybe in this case, the want had more power. And the universe meeting me there when I cleared out some stuff solidified the belief.
Mm. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm. So that is my lighthearted example. I don't even know how we got there. Here we are.
Because I was just asking you the difference between, moments when you
Yeah.
wanted something, believed you could have it, versus wanting it and not believing you could have it, and how that showed up in your life. But that's a really good example. Which to me it kind of speaks to not just the want and the belief, but it definitely speaks to law of attraction.
Oh, LOA.
That's what it speaks to, right?
Yeah.
When you said that,
exactly.
it speaks to the law of attraction. And so, when you was like, I wanted, like the want was leading that, and I'm always thinking that's why when you asked that question originally, it's really heavy. It's loaded, because I'm like, the flip side of that is a want to me. For me, sometimes it's not stable all the time. And so, meaning like sometimes your wants are kind of based off your emotions and they're very fleeting. And so it's kind of like, is the want always even strong enough? Because I want it today and not tomorrow. And then I might switch back again. And it's like, so does my want sabotage me too sometimes? Or is it just me? You know what I mean? Because it's like, how many times have you said, I don't want to?
All the time.
Or you told
Every
somebody,
day.
I want to do something. And you're like, nah, I changed my mind. I want to do, like, you go back and forth, even if it's just with yourself. And it's kind of like the want is fleeting, like our emotions. And so, is it enough? That's the real, is it always enough, even with the belief, to just want? Because sometimes you don't want it no more. Or sometimes you're just indecisive.
Oh, or maybe because, so I'm visualizing, like, what if the want is simply the seed and the belief is when you start to water it?
And then what happens when I don't want it, but it's still being watered?
Away, or it won't need water if you don't want it, though.
But the belief is there.
Is the belief there? The belief is the water.
And it just keeps pouring.
And pick a different seed.
How do I dig that one up?
Like, oh no, I don't want sunflowers today. I want tulips. I changed my mind.
Yeah, but that's exactly how wants work sometimes, right? Like and so it's kind of like, I wonder how many times the want has just been the self-sabotage part of it. Like, not even that you don't believe, but the literal fact that my want keeps teetering, not my belief. That's what I was saying. You talk about,
I love
you see what I'm saying? It's just, it's like, it's not the belief. The belief is strong. It's the want that keeps doing that. And so that is also the self-sabotage sometimes. Is that part of it? It's not your lack of belief all the time.
Okay.
And so, but
I buy into that.
I like that. Okay, that was deep. That was just a deep question. I can't get it out of my head.
It's all right, because we almost done with time, so we can wrap up.
I'm so sick of you.
We can wrap up.
Well, we
us for this episode, because I mean,
we had a meeting in the middle of it. It was great.
We'll see what comes of it after editing, because
it'll be fine. But yeah, no, I like that. So I encourage everybody to sit down with yourself and really start to look at where you want your life to be from there, from various aspects, your love life, your career
Mhm.
life, your personal life, visualizing what you want your life to look like. What is the day to day? And
Yeah.
then writing out what you want. And then really after you write out what you want, you should check mark what do you believe you can and can't have. And I would dare you to see, just as a challenge for yourself, the things that have the check mark to say I believe, do I already have them? Like, do I have them versus the things that I don't believe I can have, just to see about, like how you said, like when I believed it, I got it, like a way was made.
Mhm.
Um, and so I think that would be good. I'm going to do it when I'm on my retreat after I do my other stuff.
That's when you're going to be ignoring everybody.
Absolutely. It
Okay.
starts tomorrow
Okay.
until Sunday. But I'll leave my phone on until like 2:00 p.m. tomorrow, and then that's it.
How am I going to update you about my exciting weekend?
You're going to tell me on Sunday.
What if I have to update you in the moment? Like
Just
on
send it
Saturday?
to me. Just send it, and I'll see it on Sunday. Keep
It's fine.
updating me
It's
because I
fine.
want
I
to
don't think
see
I'll
it.
have any exciting news until the middle of the week.
I'm sure. But if you do, please tell me, because
Yeah.
I am going on a spiritual journey for the weekend. And it's funny that you say that because I'm actually supposed to be doing some journaling while I'm there. And some of those
Okay.
prompts are like related to that. Like, what do you want? And, stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I do appreciate that topic. But yeah, so when we return, we will continue with, we still have to do some more relationship episodes. We'll have guests coming for that. Get some men on there and some women.
And some women. Yeah. I have a few for real this
Hopefully
time.
you're good. I like it. But yeah, so everybody think about that. Your want and your belief, and how is either of those preventing you from having a life that you actually want to live?
Yeah.
Because it's not just relationships. Yeah. Like, what do you want? And I don't know if people think about that, because whenever I've asked people what they want, they always say, I almost said something rude. I'm gonna stop. When I always ask people what they want, they always say a very generic statement of I want to be happy. And that irritates my soul. Because it's very I get it, but it's a cop out, because ain't nobody happy all the time. So when people say that, I'm like, happy is just a regular feeling. You don't want to be sad all the time. I don't know why y'all think y'all supposed to walk around like hee ha ha all the time. But what do you really want? You want contentment, you want peace, you want things like that. That's what you want. What does it look like for you?